Hey guys, it's Victoria. Literally look like I'm 3 years old. I literally have a picture of me in with this exact hair. I look like literally the 3-year-old version of myself. Anyways, so for today's video, there is something that I've been wanting to talk about. It's another one of my sit down and talk videos. As you can see, we do everything on this channel. Like my last video was a what's in my bag video, like very unserious. And now this one is a talking video. Yeah, we do it all here. With this topic, honestly, it's been something I've been like thinking about and seeing over and over again. And I even talked about it a little bit, like I brushed on it in my my hot takes video. I like brushed on this a little bit, but I'm gonna go more into full detail about this. This topic deserves its own video because it's getting out of hand what I'm seeing about this woman. So, a lot of you are most likely probably very familiar now with Rachel Zegler, who is an actress. I believe she's like 22 years old. She is in the new Hunger Games movie that just came out. This controversy goes a little bit back before this whole movie came out and all this stuff. So if we take it back a little bit more, a lot of people know that she is set to play Snow White in the new live action Snow White movie for Disney. And a lot of people were kind of upset with her for saying that, and she didn't really say anything extremely crazy. Like, the way people are reacting, you would think she said something a lot worse. But literally, what this woman said, the old Snow White is outdated. So we've made a new version of Snow White where she's more of a, you know, she does stuff for herself. She stands on business. That's what she was saying, basically. Like, you know, it's going a little bit more the, like, women in power route, you know, totally cool, you know, whatever. And that it's a little bit outdated, and she was kind of scared of the original as a child. That's what she said.
By that,
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that
she's
is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. And so it's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people everywhere.
Now, people have turned that into, oh my gosh, she hates the original movie. She slandered it so bad, blah, 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 blah. She does not want people to watch this movie. She has no media training. And so that I'm like, maybe, call me crazy, but I think she's just being real. It's kind of funny the way y'all act, because y'all will be like, oh my God, these celebrities are so fake, and I don't know why they don't just tell the truth. But then when they do tell the truth, then you're like, oh my God, she has no media training. She's such an asshole, blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Like, no one can win. So yeah, that is a whole thing. Keep in mind, literally, she said the worst things that she said was it was outdated and she was scared of the original.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film.
But there are so many clips, so many pictures of her explaining how much she loves Snow White, how much she is very appreciative of this role.
I saw the logo and I went, that's my name, Snow White's up there, and I cried my eyes out. It's like the most incredible thing in the world, and I saw myself on screen and I just wanted to throw up. I was so happy about it, and it was the most incredible experience.
And people are just choosing to ignore that over like 2 interviews that she did where she said she wasn't like super a huge fan of the original, but she really does like and respect the movie, and she's very excited to be part of the new Snow White. And there's a whole nother thing going on where it's like people are like mad that Snow White is even being changed in the first place. But at that point, it's not Rachel Zegler's problem. Rachel Zegler is simply acting in the movie. She doesn't have any creative control in that way. So, and shoot, if you're mad that the remake's even being made at all, again, that's not her fault. That's not something to take up with her. Like, If you're mad about the whole movie's existence, again, not her fault. So don't take your anger out on her. Go complain to Disney. Honestly, because I can agree with that. Like, I don't know why Disney is not making original movies, why they're not making new princesses. Why are they recycling the same princesses we've seen over and over again and just turning them into live action? Make new live action princesses. I fully understand that. I get it. And, you know, I get your frustration with that. And I agree because, yes, Disney has no creativity now. Like, girl, do something new, do something different, do something crazy, okay? Make up a new character, make up a new story. I'm 100% with you on that. I get that. But again, that's not something to take out on an actress who is simply just acting in the movie and explaining what the movie is about. I know you're mad because she's not sitting here like spoon feeding it, being super nice and oh, Snowy, like, you know, she's been in a little bit more real. She's a little bit more unfiltered. And sometimes that can be very off-putting to people. I get that. I get it. Some people are just not used to that, especially now in this world of like entertainment. A lot of people aren't like that. And that's probably why people have such a problem with Rachel Zegler. Because she's not afraid to just say it like it is. Like, she's not afraid to just say what's on her mind and say it like it is. And people find that off-putting because a lot of people, especially in the media, they love to sugarcoat things, just keeping it real. And some of y'all just can't handle it for some reason. Keep in mind, she was made in 1937, I think. I don't know. She was like literally one of the first, if not the first Disney princess. Like, yes, she is outdated. She is. And that's all she said, which is kind of wild to me. Like, you would think she would have said so much worse, like the way they're acting. Like, you would think she would have like killed their firstborn child or something, the way that they're acting over it. It's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. It gets worse because there was another clip, and I think this was actually before Snow White, actually. So this was really the first controversy, sort of. But I think it's being brought up again because of the Snow White controversy, because it wasn't really as big of a deal when it first came out as it is now. Now a lot of people like bandwagon hate her, so now they're bringing this up again, even though it like wasn't really that big of a deal at first. Something else that she was doing an interview, and someone asked her like, you know, why she wanted to be part of it, and she said she needed a job.
What made you want to step into this world of DC heroes? I needed a job. I'm being so serious.
Yes, she needed a job. Like, I hate to say it, but like, in order to like do anything, in order to have money, in order to have, like do anything you want to do, you have to have money. You need to have a job. Like, who would have thought? Who really would have thought? Not me. Not me. It's like shit you breathe and it costs money. Like, damn. Like, girl. What's really crazy to me is, and this goes back to my point, a lot of people are coming for her. There are a lot of male actors that have also said stuff very similar to Rachel Zegler. For example, I'm pretty sure homeboy from Twilight, I forgot what his name is. I'm not going to lie. I think it was the guy that played Edward, right? I think. Yes. He has openly talked about how much he does not like Twilight.
I read it. It seemed like it was a book that wasn't supposed to be published.
It was so long.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, and we were shooting it forever.
I had this dream about this really sexy guy, and she just writes this book about it. It's like, this woman is mad.
Were you happy with your pay?
I don't know. Could have been better.
Openly. That's based off of a book. So, you know, that exists because of that book. Which is, I mean, if you find Rachel disrespectful for something that came before her, and the reason she has that job is because of that first predecessor, you should be equally coming after this man for saying the exact same thing she said, right? Jacob Elordi. Let's talk about him. He has said stuff almost identical to what Rachel Zegler has said, yet is getting no backlash for it. None. He has stated that he needed a job as well in an interview.
I mean, I'll just play what they give me, you know, I need a job.
When someone asked him why he wanted to be part of a project, he said the exact same thing. Literally, the exact same thing that Rachel said. No consequences for it. No one's talking about it. No one even cares that he said it. And he goes, and does the new Priscilla movie. You know, he plays Elvis in that. And he said, and I quote, he said, the only reason he knows about Elvis is from the cartoon Lilo and Stitch.
Growing up, were you an Elvis fan, or did you?
No, the most I knew of Elvis was in Lilo and Stitch. That kind of.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody yelling at him. No one's mad at him for not going freaking full method acting like Austin Butler to be in the role of a person who lived before. Not that Elvis even deserves all that, but anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But point is, you're mad at this young woman for saying things that a lot of her male counterparts have also said, but no one's talking about them saying that type of stuff. They're only coming after Rachel. And what's crazy is she's never even meaning it it's never coming out of malice. Like, and that's what's crazy to me too, is she's never saying stuff as to be rude or to be mean. Like, she's clearly, like, especially the one where she was like, I needed a job. That was so clearly a joke on both ends. Jacob said it was a joke, and I found it funny. Rachel said it was a joke, I found it funny. But for some reason, people have a problem with Rachel saying it when Jacob Elordi basically said the same thing and no one is saying anything about it. Very weird. But it gets crazier because I just recently, and this honestly is what inspired me to make this video, because anyway, inspired me to make this video was I saw this TikTok and I was like, oh, I've had it. I started going off and I was like, I need to make a video out of this. Like, this is perfect. Whoa. Okay. So there was this video that she made for her new movie, for the Hunger Games movie that just came out. She did an interview. This girl said, I don't want anybody asking me if Jennifer Lawrence is in the movie, because she's not, because this movie takes place before. I don't know why my dumbass was struggling. It's literally a prequel. I don't know why my brain could not think of that word. The new Hunger Games movie is a prequel.
I'm Rachel Zegler, and please don't ask me if Katniss is in our film. She's not. It takes place 64 years in the past from the original films.
Then she went on to say that she does in fact really love her. She loves Jennifer Lawrence. The reason she was so obsessed with the original Hunger Games is because of Jennifer Lawrence's performance.
And we love Katniss. We love Jennifer Lawrence. I probably wouldn't have been such a huge fan if not for her performance. And so, but she's not in it.
So clearly she's not saying anything malicious about Jennifer Lawrence. She's simply saying, oh yeah, she's not in this movie because this movie takes place before her movie, technically, like in the timeline. And people in the comments who are driving me insane, they were straight up like, oh my God, now she's coming for Jennifer Lawrence. She has no media training. She has learned nothing from Snow White. Are you fucking serious? I literally refuse to believe that these people are real. They literally came to the conclusion that she was hating on Jennifer Lawrence for saying, oh yeah, she's not in this movie. So don't ask me, because she's probably gotten that question a lot, because, you know, obviously that Hunger Games movie came before hers. And she's probably just tired of explaining it over and over again that she's not in the movie because it takes place before her movie. Like, I don't understand where you're getting, oh, she hates Jennifer Lawrence and she's so ungrateful and she's blah, blah, blah. Like, she's saying she's not in the movie because she's not in the movie. That's what she's saying. The Rachel Zegler hate is getting so out of hand. And let me just say, if she is watching this, girl, I love you. Keep doing your thing. Like I recently watched an interview of her that came up on my For You page. And she was talking about how literally she got her first job from just an open casting call. She just sent in a video of her singing and she got that part. So, and then ever since then, she's been booking and doing all these super iconic roles. Girl, they could never make me hate you, okay? You keep doing you. I can't wait to see the Hunger Games movie. I haven't seen it yet. The people that are hating on her, it's clearly forced. People want someone who's gonna sugarcoat things, make things sound a little bit, sweeter and nicer, but she just tells it like it is. And honestly, that's what I like about her. So I can't be mad at her for that. I really can't. I feel like she hasn't said anything bad enough to warrant that kind of hate that she's been getting. And y'all did the same thing to Halle Bailey. And all of a sudden, now that Rachel Zegler is getting all this hate because she's a little bit more like upfront. Like she's not like, she doesn't hold things back. She kind of just says what's on her mind and she says what she's thinking. I'm trying to think of a word to describe her and I can't think of it right now. What you see is what you get with her. Where Halle Bailey, when she played Ariel, and this is funny as hell that y'all are all of a sudden Team Halle Bailey, Team Ariel, after the amount of hate y'all gave this woman for simply being a woman of color playing Ariel. That's a whole nother topic in itself. But the way that a lot of them switched up and was like, oh, well, Halle was so appreciative of her role as Ariel. Yes, she was. And so is Rachel. They have two different personalities. But they're both equally appreciative of their roles and they are both equally deserving of their roles. They clearly both did their thing in the auditions. They got cast for a reason and they're playing those princesses. End of story. It's that simple. So if that's something that bothers you, babes, take that up with yourself, honestly. Like, y'all are mad at this woman for sitting here playing nice in your face. That's basically what you're saying. These are the same people that are probably supporting Matt Rife right now for making a domestic violence joke that wasn't even funny. Imagine that. Imagine making an offensive joke, which is totally fine, honestly. It's totally fine to make an offensive joke if it's funny. But it wasn't even funny. It was like flat. It was completely stale. It was very like unoriginal. Bitch, I've probably seen a meme that said that exact same thing that he said. And everyone's soft for not finding that funny. But then you're mad at Rachel Zegler for being like, yeah, like, you know, Snow White is outdated and we kind of did, you know, we made her a little bit more modern in today's society. And I was a little bit scared of the original, I'm not gonna lie, but I revisited it, I really like it. You're mad at her for that. And she's just so rude. She's so nasty, so rude.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude. So nasty and so rude.
Get so serious, okay? I'm sorry. Honestly, her and Halle Bailey are almost like night and day. Halle is super like sweet, very kind, very, you know, she's just a lot more bubbly. Nothing wrong with that. And there's equally nothing wrong with Rachel for being a little bit more sarcastic, you know, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit, you know, more I tell like it is type of person. They're just two completely different personalities, but they're both equally appreciative of their roles and both equally worked super hard to get where they are. And that is something that I only praise. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you disagree. Do you think she really, like, what she said was really that bad? Like, it's really the end of the world? Let me know what y'all think. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.